My name is Michael Stringer. I'm from Cleveland, North Carolina. My mom and dad migrated from North Carolina to Detroit because Daddy said he's tired of working for nothing. So, and they had jobs up there that paid, and so they moved to the north. They didn't move away from segregation. Segregation is more segregated in the north than it is here. In my community, we've been living around white farmers for 100 years. So they just couldn't go to school together or go to the movie together. But if somebody had a baby or somebody was sick or somebody's cow was out or they were sick and had to farm together, they did it. So that part. But when we moved to Detroit, I guess I went to college before I really was around a lot of white people. As far as us going to school together. That song by Eminem about 8 Mile, that's true. You go north of 8 Mile, you're in Warren, Michigan, Royal Oak, all white. South of 8 Mile, you're in Detroit. That's just how I grew up. Here in a rural area like where I live at, you can see it for 100 years. They farmed together. They loaned each other tractors or let me go help you get in your crops. Or black or white, didn't matter. Miss Noreen had cakes put away in her freezer, and if somebody in your family got sick or died or whatever, you were going to get a cake that day and more food later on. So they just supported one another. Gus Davidson had about 140 acres of land in that corner of Rowan County, and he gave my grandfather 20 acres of it. And so my grandfather was farming that. It built a house. He had moved back down from Cleveland, Ohio. He was farming that. And then when he came with his children, and found how far away it was really for them to go to school, he traded farms. He traded his land to a guy so he could move closer to it. My mom, they didn't have any land. They were sharecroppers their entire life. They didn't ever own land. So that's how we wound up with the property here. I'm reading a story now. Poor whites in the antebellum South, and they picked in the central Piedmont. They mentioned Rowan County, how important Rowan County was to the slave trade, to agriculture, to all those things. How just important this place was. It's the reason why the railroads, the trails, and everything kind of funneled through here. I'm reading another book, Slavery and the Making of American Capitalism. Slave caravans, they moved slaves from the Chesapeake into what was then in 1810 would be they considered southwestern United States. So it was just this rich, interesting story of how these people move, how people moved around, juxtaposed to the picture we have of slavery. And that's a true picture also. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that in any type of way. The increases in cotton production was driven exponentially by torture. It was driven exponentially by ripping families apart. To me, that's why I try to tie my children back more and more to that we had a family. You do belong here. We did contribute to the wealth of this country. We are contributing to the wealth of this country. My grandchildren, I would like for them to be here, a sense of place. Black people were torn away from their countries. What is my culture? My culture is what American culture is. If there's a such thing as a true American, it has to be me. Again, that sense of building wealth now is how do you keep expanding and building wealth? Wealth is mostly located in property and education. And family stability. My family's been here for a long time. I love this place. I came here every summer from the time I was probably 6 until I left to go to the Air Force. And the thing that I liked about coming here for the summer, you can see stars from treetop to treetop. Even to this day, on a really clear, crisp night, you can look up at my house to see the Milky Way. And I just felt, being a city boy that moves, to come here and see the open spaces and hear birds and trees and this sense of this is my grandfather's farm. This is where my dad lived. This is where my dad was born. I can go to where my mom was born. I can go and find those places and look at them and see them. And so that just always gave me this anchor point, a sense of place. And I wanted my boys to have the same thing. This is a sense of place. You can't navigate the world until you get a sense of place. One of the things you find out in the Air Force is every one of those planes goes to the end of the runway and they go and find true north. And from that, they can navigate anywhere in the world. And so I wanted that for my boys to say, hey, this is home. From Salisbury, North Carolina, from Scotch-Irish community, from Needmore and Foster Road, I can navigate anywhere in the world because this is home.
Here's My Story is funded in part by the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. To share your story, please contact Rowan-Cabarrus Community College by emailing here'smystory@rccc.edu.